Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. That's the only one. Major number 2 from ABC East. We are down to the finals. We have the top 6 in each division. We're going to be doing 2 shootouts today, so 4, 5, 6 will be in the first match. The winner will bowl against the 2nd and 3rd seed, and the winner of that will go on to roll our leader in the stepladder. We're using 5 through 8 here like we usually do at ABC East. The 2 shootout matches for handicap will be on 5 and 6. For scratch will be on 7 and 8, and then the finals, they will flip. For those of you that have access to the PJBT page, we are on pattern number 7 today for our majors. We have a bank of 10 patterns. It was pattern number 7 today. 42 feet. So, buckle yourselves in. We got some action. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will be having player introductions in about 90 seconds or so. As usual, our message board is live and operational. Should you wish to chime in, let me know where you're watching us from today. Let me know if your football team is winning or won. How about them Eagles? Getting their butt kicked by the Washington football team. We did have one honor score today. It was in match play. It was game number 2 of match play. Jordan Shell shot 300. Is this on the YouTube page or the Facebook page? YouTube. All right, looks like we're just about ready to go for player introductions.
Check, check, check. Check. Let's see how this goes. Okay, good afternoon, bowlers, and welcome to ABC East Lanes for the 2nd major of the PJBT season, our 6-bowler major format finals for today. We will be introducing the top 6 in each division for 2 shootouts and 1 stepladder to determine our champion for today. Here is your scratch division starting lineup. Your number 6 seed from Albertus, PA, Ian Herzog.
Ian Herzog is your number 6 seed.
In the first match, Ian will be taking on the number 5 seed from Annandale, New Jersey, Francis Vitelli. And also the number 4 seed from Lebanon, PA, Darren Zombro III.
Francis Vitelli, your 5th seed.
The winner of that first
Darren
shootout will
Zombro,
take on our number 2 and
your
3
3rd
seeds
seed,
in the
your 4th
second
seed.
shootout. Our number 3 seed from Somerset, PA, Brody Wildenman.
Brody Wildeman, your number 3 seed.
And your number 2 seed from Bethlehem, PA, Parker Lobach.
Parker Lobach, your number 2 seed.
And the winner of that shootout will take on our tournament leader at plus 267 for 9 games today from Lancaster, PA, Jordan Shell.
And your leader, Jordan
Bowling fan brings up a
Shell.
nice hand for our 6 scratch division finalists. Now it is time to introduce our 6 handicap finalists. The number 6 seed from Harrisburg, PA, Austin Nepp.
Austin Neck is your number 6 seed in the handicap division.
In the first shootout, he'll be taking on the number 5 seed from York, PA, Cameron Brenneman.
Cameron Brenneman, your number 5 seed.
And also the number 4 seed from Hagerstown, Maryland, Matthew Black.
Matthew Black, your number 4 seed.
Winner of that first shootout will advance to the second shootout to take on our number 3 seed, Kyle Thomas from Plymouth, PA.
Kyle Thomas, your number 3 seed.
And also take in the second shootout our number 2 seed from Chambersburg, PA, Malia Briggs.
Malia Briggs, your number 2
And the
seed.
winner of that second shootout will advance to take on our tournament leader at plus 166 for 9 games from New Hope, PA, Andy Hoffman.
And your leader, Andy
Bowling fans, let's have a
Hoffman.
nice hand for our 6 handicap finalists for today's PJBT.
All right, so there we go. Those are our 6 finalists in both the scratch and handicap divisions. So we'll give the 4, 5, and 6 seeds a couple shots on each of their warm-up lanes, and then we will get started. We get some scoreboards up here for you guys. So as usual with all of our finals, we are bowling on our PJBT gold pins. Gold pins for our major finals. So I hope everybody is having a fantastic Sunday out there. Don't forget, next week we are off. In 2 weeks we have the Steve Brown Memorial Tournament at Palmyra Bowling Center. We have divisions for both youth and adult in that tournament. So for you adult bowlers, come on out in 2 weeks at Palmyra.
Let me look. Go ahead and look it down. Just sit and I'll look.
Don't sit. I'm going to chase you if you sit. No, I can't see.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Don't worry about that. You don't need to sit.
You're more than welcome to take a chair and pull it up and put it anywhere around here. Once again, our message board is live and operational. Should you wish to chime in, let me know where you're watching us from today. Let me know who your favorite football team is. if you're a football watcher. Waiting to find out on the revote for the Big Ten. Might have some Big Ten football sooner than we originally thought. That would be nice. I have not been handed the scorecards yet, so I can't tell you how each bowler made it here to the finals. So my apologies. We usually do that right now. Also for the finals in our majors, we do re-oil the championship lanes. So they're bowling on fresh oil. And he must have heard me from a distance because now I got the card. Oh, shit.
Okay.
So, in the scratch division, your leader is Jordan Shell. He was plus 54 after qualifying, then shot games of 201, 300, 222. He won all of his 3 matches to get to plus 267. Parker Lobach qualified first at plus 145. Then he had games of 191, 235, 197. He won all 3 of his matches. That got him to plus 258. Brody Wilderman, he qualified at plus 60. Then he bowled games of 191, 238, 216. He tied his first game, and then he won his last 2 to get to plus 180. Darren Zombro, your 4th qualifier, he was...
We know. They're going to take care of it.
He was plus 80. And he bowled games of 235, 179, 201. He went 1 and 2 in match play. And finished at plus 125. Francis Vitelli, your number 5 seed, he was plus 9 after qualifying. The cut for qualifying was minus 22, I believe. He was plus 9 after qualifying, and he shot games of 180, 207, 214. He went 3-0 to get to plus 100. And Ian Herzog was plus 86 after qualifying. And he shot games of 172, 247, 194. He actually went 0-3 in qualifying. He wound up at plus 99. So plus 99 made the cut. In the handicap division, your leader, Andy Hoffman, he was minus 4 after qualifying. Then he shot games with his handicap of 218, 226, 236. He went 3-0 to get to plus 166. Malia Briggs, your number 2 seed, she was plus 2 after qualifying. And shot games with handicap of 225, 196, 231. She went 2 and 1 to get to plus 114. Kyle Thomas, your number 3 seed, he was minus 66. I believe cut in handicap was somewhere around minus 76. He was minus 66, and he shot games of 218, 224, 229. And he went 3-0 to finish plus 95. Matthew Black, your number 4 seed, he was at plus 88. Then he shot games of 174, 181, 217. He went 1-2, finished plus 90. Cameron Brenneman was plus 26. Shot games of 187, 216, 177. Going 2-1 to finish at plus 66. And Austin Kep rounded out. He was minus 60. Shot games of 222, 185, 218. Went 2-1 to finish at plus 25. So that is how our 12 finalists did. Looks like they're just about done with their practice, so we should be getting started momentarily.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time to begin the first shootout of our finals for today's PJBT. On the left pair will be your handicap division. We'll have number 4 seed Matthew Black, number 5 seed Cameron Brenneman, and number 6 seed Austin Knapp. Taking each other on, the high score will advance to shootout number 2. On the scratch side to your right, lanes 7 and 8. It'll be Darren Zombro III, Francis Vitelli, and Ian Herzog. High score will advance to shootout number 2. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our Game 1 finalists.
All right, off we go. For our handicap, Matthew Black is getting 76 pins. Austin Knapp is getting 18. And Cameron Brenneman is getting 32. So it looks like Ian Herzog is going to be starting us out on lane 8. Don't forget, scratch is on 7 and 8. Handicap is on 5 and 6. He comes in light, leaves a 1, 2, 4. Once again, do not forget, we are bowling on fresh oil. Matthew leaves the 10 pin. Zombro starts out 7-10. Once again, our message board is live and operational. Should you wish to chime in, let me know where you're watching us from today. Matthew does not pick up his spare. Ian does. Zombro does not get either of his pins. Ten pin for Austin. Let's see what Francis Vitelli could do in his first shot. Leaves a 7 pin. Vitelli makes his spare. There's a strike for Zombo. Cameron on lane 5, crossed over, left the 1, 3, 5, 6, 10. She gets 4 out of the 5. Ian Herzog with a strike on lane 7. Matt put his first shot where you don't want to put it. Zombro with a strike, so all the scratch bowlers struck in the second frame. Matt gets 6 on his second attempt. 7-pin for Zombro. Austin Knepp missed a little to the right. He leaves the 1, the 5, the 7, and the 8. Ian Herzog with a double. Pin for Cameron. That was a much better shot. Austin makes his spare. Zombro makes his spare. Cameron makes her spare. Vitelli looking for a double. And he gets it. He's definitely throwing his ball a lot slower than what he usually does. His dad was telling me he really didn't bring a strong ball. So it looks like he took a weaker ball, threw some surface on it, and is throwing it slower. So far, it's working out for him. Matt on lane 5 got 4. And he makes the spare. Ian Herzog comes in light. Leaves the 2-8. 4-9 for Zombro. That ball really cut through. Austin Knepp with a 4 count. Spare for Ian Herzog. He's got 68 in the 4th with a spare. Cameron up in the 3rd frame. She goes high, but carries a strike. Vitelli looking to take the lead. He crosses over, goes Jersey. Looks like I'm getting some help in the booth.
Hello there. How are we doing today?
We need a sponsor for the booth.
I have an idea, but I can't say it on air. Until it's official.
Okay.
Okay. So shootout number 1 for today's second major. Looks like Francis Vitelli's off to a hot start on the scratch side. Handicap side. Pretty equal right now. It's hard to tell with the handicap. We'll have to wait till the handicap gets added in. Zombro struggling early in this match, leaving the 4-7. Today's pattern was our pattern number 7. Pattern number 7 on our Kegel list. And 75 entries today. Scores were fairly reasonable. Scratch division took minus 22 for 6 games to make it to the second round. So we had our tournament leader, Jordan Shell, for scratch, shot 300 during match play. That was our only honor score of the day. So Vitelli out to the early lead on the scratch side on your pair to the right. And Vitelli leaves a 2-pin on his last shot. So right now, he will be about even. He'll have a 1-pin lead over Ian Herzog halfway through the first shootout match. There's a good shot for Cameron Brenneman. She gets a double on the board. So after starting with open spare, she's got a double. First double of the 3 bowlers in the finals. Stepping up is Matthew Black. He leaves a 7-pin. Zombro gets a nice strike on the scratch side to try to get back in the match. And now Ian Herzog, he gets another strike, so he puts up a double and maintains a trailing 1 pin from Francis Vitelli, if Vitelli would strike here in frame number 6. Which he does. Okay, back over on the handicap side, Black did not convert his spare, so he has 59 in the 5th with his handicap 125. Nepp comes up a little bit light, leaving the 210, so he will look to slide that 2 pin into the 10. He gets 1, so that'll give him 76 in the 5th or 94 with his handicap. So he trails a little bit, but Cameron Brenneman looking to make it 3 in a row with her next shot here on lane 5. Again, this is the first of 2 shootouts and then 1 stepladder match to determine today's second major champion. Good shot there for Cameron Brenneman. She just leaves a 10 pin. Solid shot. If your friends are not tuned in yet, make sure you tell them to tune in to our live stream here from ABC East Lanes in Harrisburg today. There's a good shot for Francis Vitelli. And with that strike, Vitelli takes the lead. He officially has the lead in the match over Ian Herzog and Darren Zombro. And there's a strike. First strike of the match for Matthew Black on the handicap side. And another strike for Ian Herzog, trying to maintain his position. And a nice strike there for Austin Knapp. Coming off the open frame, he gets a strike. So right now, on the handicap side, through 5.5 frames, Cameron Brenneman holds the lead by a short margin. And she gets another strike, so she follows up her missed spare with a strike. That's 3 out of the last 4 for her. Back on the scratch side, big shot for Francis Vitelli, kicks out the 10 pin, and he is still on a 269 pace. Ian Herzog, the max he can shoot is 246. The max for Darren Zombro is 194. So it looks like it is down to a 2-bowler race on the scratch side.
Herzog crosses over, leaves the 6 pin.
And a double for Austin Knapp on the handicap side. Big shot here for Francis Vitelli. Can pretty much lock up the match with a strike here. And he gets it. So a good shot for Francis Vitelli. Now he'll just have to put some pins on the board in the 10th frame to maintain and walk into the second shootout. Again, bowling on pattern number 7. This is a fresh pattern for what they started the day on.
If I remember correctly, it's 42 feet and about 25.5 mils, if I remember correctly.
Seemed to play pretty fair today.
It did.
Had some good scores. Also had some not so good scores, but in the end, it gave everybody a chance. And I think that Jordan Shell, our tournament leader, showed that by shooting a 300 game during match play. One big game took you from midfield to the top.
Yeah.
So,
And there was certainly multiple lines to the pocket, but those that were more outside seemed to have some more area for carry. If you were playing the inside part of the lane, you had to be pretty exact with your speed.
on the scratch side, it looks like Francis Vitelli has wrapped up the match. Ian Herzog will finish with a nice game in the 220s, but unfortunately that will not be enough against Francis Vitelli. So Francis will be advancing into the second shootout for the scratch side. On the handicap side, well, we have a tight match here. Right now, 175 for Cameron Brennan. And Matthew Black right behind her. But it looks like Austin Knepp may have taken over the lead with 3 strikes in a row, looking to make it 4 here in the 9th frame. So close match continues on the handicap side. Pretty good shot there for Austin, leaving the 4-pin.
Matthew Black, if he were to strike out in the 10th, will shoot 211 with his handicap. We'll update the other 2 bowlers when they're done with the 9th, where they could be.
Our scratch match is over. Francis Vitelli wins the match 269 to 226 for Herzog and 156 for Zombro.
Austin Knepp, if he were to strike out, will shoot 205 scratch and 223 with his handicap. And Cameron strikes in the 9th. She could shoot 203 scratch and 235 with her handicap. So, Matthew Black with a strike in a 10. Technically, any bowler could still win this match. Matthew Black. He got the first strike and he gets an 8 count, leaving the 2-5. So if he makes both of these, he will shoot 201 with his handicap. And that he does.
Okay, so 201 with his handicap for Matthew Black. $125 scratch. See where that puts them.
Good shot there by Austin.
Yeah, great shot. That's going to put him ahead of Matthew, so that will move Matthew out. So now it is down to Austin and Cameron. Cameron with striking out can shoot 235 rather. She makes a pretty good shot that comes up high, 3-6-10. An important spare here for her. She'll be 215. Nep would need this strike to shut her out. And he leaves a 7 pin. So now he can only shoot 213 with his handicap. So this is a big spare for Cameron. And she gets it. So now she needs a 9 count. Assuming he spares, she needs a 9 count. That would give her 1 pin more than Austin. So this one will come down to the wire. Last shot. She gets 8, so we could have a tie. She is at 213. Nep makes his spare, and we will have a tie.
All right, Matthew, go down there and break the tie.
We do. We have a tie.
So we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll off.
Yep. Who is the higher seed? That would be the first question. And that was Cameron Brenneman. So 213, 201. I gotta write that down because it's gonna erase itself.
Okay, bowling fans, when we have a tie in the PJBT series, the 2 bowlers on the handicap side, Cameron Brenneman and Austin Nep, had tied. We will go to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
Alright, so I'm not sure on the handicap, but I believe Austin will be giving Cameron 2 pins. Austin gets a strike. I believe what we do is we just take their game handicap and divide by 10 and round down, I believe. Cameron gets 8. She only gets 1. Cameron leaves the 1, 3, 8. She does not make that. She gets 8, so she has 17, and I believe she gets 3 pins handicap, so she has 20. So this match is pretty much done. Recap in the scratch match, Francis Vitelli. Remind me what how the handicap works.
Difference in the handicap divided by 5. We're doing 2 3.
Okay, so this match is now over. So it was the difference of the handicap divided by 5. So it's 14 divided by 5. So it would have been 2. Pretty much exactly what I said. Do you round down or round up? Round down, right?
Yeah, round up.
So I was right, ladies and gentlemen. It was 2.
Okay, so this is going to be... You got a strike?
Yes. Austin's looking to go perfect. Patrick, we are at ABC East in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And he gets 8.
So 58 to 19. 58 to 19.
Do we have to walk back out on the lanes? Are you gonna have?
I'm gonna present your awards in just a second. Yep. I'm not losing my mind here. Nep just won. Lost.
Francis, you're not moving yet. You're not moving yet. I didn't yell at you. I didn't yell at you.
I thought we were switching.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our first shootout round, finishing in 6th in the scratch division. Getting a $50 scholarship certificate and award goes to Darren Zombro III.
Darren Zombro officially finishes 6th today.
And officially our 5th place finisher in the scratch division, getting a $50 scholarship certificate and award goes to Ian Herzog.
Ian Herzog, 5th place in the scratch division.
On the handicap side, our 6th place finisher getting a $50 scholarship certificate and award goes to Matthew Black.
Matthew Black, 6th place finisher in handicap.
And our 5th place finisher in the handicap division getting a $50 scholarship certificate and award goes to Cameron Brenneman.
Cameron Brenneman, your 5th place finisher
Okay, on to our second shootout.
in handicap. All right, now we're on to shootout number 2 on the scratch side. Brady Wilderman and Parker Lobach coming in to bowl against Francis Vitelli.
Bowlers in the bowling center, if anyone is not competing, if your equipment is down past lane 12, please bring it up to the low end of the house. Thank you.
All right, looking at what's coming up. For future events here at PJBT. As already discussed, in 2 weeks we have the Steve Brown Memorial Tournament at Palmyra. Separate tournament for both youth and adults. Now, for you older people that bowl in the PJBT, if you are a sanctioned adult, now don't forget, for PJBT you have to be 21 or under, so that means we have sanctioned adults that bowl in this. If you are a sanctioned adult and you come to bowl that tournament, you have to bowl in the adult division. So what your sanctioning is will determine what division you bowl in. The youth will have a scratching handicap as always. That's Sunday the 27th at Palmyra with a 10:30 start time. The day before that, the 26th, is the first of our girls only tournaments. That is at ABC West Lanes in Mechanicsburg, not too far from where we are now, about no more than 15 minutes. That's a 2:30 start time, Saturday at 2:30, 26th. On Sunday, October the 4th, is our first adult junior tournament. That is at Burke's Lanes in Sinking Spring with a 10:30 start time. And 2 weeks after that is our major number 3 at ABC North. That's October the 18th. 10:30 start time. That is in Harrisburg as well, not too far away from where we are now. Again, about another 10 to 15 minute ride. Then we round out the month of October on the 25th. Out at Jordan Lanes in Bethlehem for the combined PJBT JBT Bowlers Tour. One tournament a year. We combine our events with our friends from the New Jersey, New York, Delaware area. This year it'll be at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall. That is a wood bowling center. I like personally when we go to these wood centers. That's October the 25th with a 10:30 start time. If you want any information on any of those tournaments, or if you want to see the complete schedule, you could go to the PJBT website at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. There we have the list of our regular season events, the list of our girls only events, the list of our special events, and Are you doing the Buddies Pro Shop Tour this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we're the first event on their schedule theoretically is the event in 2 weeks at Palmyra Bowling Center,
Yes.
our Steve Brown Memorial. And then we're going to have probably 2 or 3 other major events during the year. We are going to minimize the schedule this year for Buddies Pro Shop, but we will have, we're going to have at least 1 big event in the fall and 1 in the spring.
Okay. So again, you can check out all of the information on our tournaments at our website. That's www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. You can check out our Facebook page, PJBT Youth Information Page on Facebook. And if this is your first time to YouTube, thank you for joining us. If you would like to get notified every time we go live, just hit that subscribe button at the upper right. If you have your notifications turned on, you will get notified each and every time we go live here on the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. All right, looks like we are just about done with our practice, so we will have introductions and we will get ready to go in shootout match number 2. Take it away,
Okay,
Matt.
bowling fans, it is time to begin our second shootout for today's finals. On your left, we have the handicap division. Number 2 seed, Malia Briggs. 3 seed, Kyle Thomas. And number 6 seed, Austin Neck. The winner will advance to the title match to take on our tournament leader. On the scratch side, to your right, on 7 and 8, we have number 2 seed, Parker Lobach. Number 3 seed, Brody Wildenman. And number 5 seed, Francis Vitelli. The winner will also advance to take on our tournament leader in the title match. Okay? Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our Game 2 finalists.
All right, off we go for game 2. On the handicap side, Malia is getting 61 pins. Austin is getting 18. And Kyle is getting 36. Looks like Parker Lobach will be starting us off on lane 7. And Malia Briggs will be starting us off for the handicap on lane 5. Parker, good shot, leaves stone 10. Malia goes Jersey and carries. Francis Vitelli picking up right where he left off with a strike. Parker makes his spare. Austin with a strike. Brody comes in high. 3, 6, 7, 10. Good shot there by Kyle in his first frame. Leaves a 10 pin. He makes it. Parker had somewhat of the bucket standing, and then they all fell down. Brody gets 2 on his split. Malia now up, second frame. She crosses over again, this time leaves the 6-10. Vitelli up, his second frame. And he strikes yet again. Good attempt there by Malia. Just slides by the 6-pin. Brody gets the messenger to come across, take out the 10. So, just like the last game, all 3 scratch bowlers strike in the second. Austin. 10-pin. Parker up in the third. Good shot by Parker. He's playing the traditional down and in. You don't see that too often anymore. But back in the day, that was the go-to line. Vitelli crosses over, strikes again. Kyle Thomas up his second frame, lane 6. And he strikes. Brody Wilderman, that's a double. So all the scratch bowlers strike in the third. Good shot there by Malia, leaving just the 7-pin. Parker up, 4th frame. Looked like he got that one a little fast off of his hand. This time he leaves the bucket. Where last time he probably got the ball another board or 2 left and he had the bucket and tripped a bunch of stuff. Washout for Vitelli. That looked like that came off of his hand. Strange. Malia does not pick up her 7-pin. Parker gets 3. Brody leaves just the 2-pin. Vitelli got 3 on his washout attempt. Austin Net left the 1-2-8. He gets 2. Good shot there by Parker. Kyle Thomas leaves the traditional 1-5, 7, 8, 9. Kyle gets 1 on his spare. So, Malia with 96 after 4, Kyle with 78, and Austin with 64. All bowlers working off of opens.
And back on the scratch side, it looks like Francis Vitelli has a 10-pin lead over Parker Laubach through 5 frames. Brody Wildenman, I should say, with a strike there to keep himself in the match also. So, all bowlers separated by 10 pins as we're halfway through the second shootout for the scratch side. Malia Briggs threw a gutter ball, but then picked up her spare.
Yes.
That was a good one. Good shot there for Parker Lobach to start frame at number 6. Francis Vitelli matches him with a strike. On the handicap side, we have Austin Knepp leaving the 6 pin. So he'll look to convert. Good shot there for Brody, but he leaves the 9 pin. Austin on the handicap side makes his spare. And Kyle Thomas steps up. Good shot, leaving the 4 pin. Right now, 10 pins separate Francis Vitelli and Parker Lobach. Vitelli with the 10-pin lead heading into frame number 7 on the scratch side. Pretty good shot there for Parker. Just didn't drive all the way through, leaving the 10-pin. Kyle Thomas not able to make his spare. 51 in the 4th. 87 with his handicap. Francis also leaves a 4 pin.
Parker picks up his 10. Malia throws it where you don't want to throw it, just like she did last frame. Let's see if she could spare like she did last frame. Vitelli makes his 4 pin. Malia got 7 that time. Good chance here for Brody to get back in the match. He comes up high, leaving the 10 pin. As both of his opponents spare there in the 7th. Opened the door a little bit for him. He wasn't able to walk through. Yeah, that ball went in the gutter.
Okay.
Parker had the 5, 7, 10 standing. And they all fell down.
Looks the same on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it
So
does.
good shot for him. A must spare here for Brody Wilderman. And he does. So that'll keep him hanging around. He's gonna need to put up some strikes late in the match, but he still has a chance.
Vitelli still with a 10-pin lead, but if he doesn't strike here, Parker could take the lead in the 9th.
Oh, and Vitelli comes up high, leaving the 4, 6, 7.
I did see this made earlier today.
Interesting.
Cole Oberst made it.
Well, this will open the door now for both Lobach and Wilderman to walk through possibly. And a great shot for Kyle Thomas on the handicap side as he left a washout type
Yes.
setup and picked up his spare.
1, 2, 7, 8, 10.
Until he gets 2, so that'll put him at 159. He can max out at 219. But now his opponents, Parker Lobach now in the driver's seat. He can max out at 233. Wilderman with his 7 count, 245. Gets a spare, so he can shoot 213. So all 3 bowlers within 20 pins of each other. But Parker now in the driver's seat. Big shot here in the 9th frame.
Austin comes in high, leaves a 3-6-10.
Parker goes a little bit light. Looked like he had a little more speed on that one. Leaves the 5-8. So he'll look to get a spare. So very interesting now. He can shoot 213. Wilderman, who's back in the match, can shoot 213 also. And Francis can max out winning by 6 at 219, and that strike sets him up for the 10th frame.
Yes.
So 6 pins separate all 3 of our bowlers in the second shootout on the scratch side. On the handicap side, we're only in the 6th frame at the moment. At the moment, it looks like Austin Knepp, 72 and 18. 90 is his score in the 6th. His opponents,
Malia has 123 with a strike in the 6th.
yep, and it looks like with that strike, she will be the lead. She is the leader at the moment in the clubhouse, but they're only through 6 frames. Okay, back to the scratch side. Big shot here for Cody Goldenman. Must have it. Oh, and he gets the messenger 10. Gets the messenger 10. So 2 bowlers can shoot 213. Vitelli can shoot 219 as we start the 10th frame. So it certainly will come down to the final ball.
Looks like Parker's going first. Great shot there by Parker. Flush.
Keeps the pressure on. Let's see what Vitelli does. He'll need to match it. And he does. He gets the first one. And a second strike for Parker Laubach. So Parker will try to get himself in the 213 range. Big shot right here for Vitelli. Vitelli can pretty much shut him out with a strike. And Vitelli goes light off his hand, gets an inside target, leaves the 5 pin, and that shuts the door. But it does not end the match.
Not yet.
Vitelli will be 208 with a spare. And Vitelli will be out. But this is a big shot for Parker because he can force Brody to strike out to force a tie. And he gets the messenger.
Trips the 7-10.
The 7-10. So 213, big score for him. Vitelli finishes with 208, 207 rather. So now Brody Wilderman will have to strike out to force a roll-off.
Interesting. Didn't the handicap tie at 213 as well with their handicap?
They
last
did.
night?
They did.
All right. Let's see what Brody does on his first shot. He goes
Gets
10
the strike.
back.
He's going to give himself a chance.
handicap side, Malia up in the 8th. She has about a 15-pin lead. Over Kyle.
Okay, Brody up now. Second shot in the 10th. Must have to continue to force a tie.
That's 2.
And there's 2.
Good shot there by Austin. Keeps him in the match.
Okay, comes on the scratch side, comes down to 1 shot. Brody strikes, we have another tie roll off, 9th and 10th frame. If not, Parker Lobach will be advancing.
Kyle with a strike. And he
There
does
it
it.
is. We have another tie.
He threw 3 fantastic shots, him and Parker. All right, so we turn our attention over to the handicap side for a second. Malia up in the 9th, shooting her spare. She only gets 1.
Once again, bowling fans, in the event of a tie on the scratch side, we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
So Parker's going to have choice because he's the higher seed of starting the match on 7 first and finishing last on 8, or starting the match second on 8 and finishing first on 7. So Malia on the handicap side has 153 after 9 with her handicap. Austin with a spare will have 118. So Malia would need a mark in the 10th to shut out Austin. Parker has elected to let Brody start. He comes in high, leaves a 3-6-10. Austin does not make his spare. So that is pretty much going to end his day. Brody. Spare on 7. Kyle with an 8 count. He's shooting a 4-7. So advantage Kyle going into the 10th on the handicap side. Parker for the strike. Malia with a 9 count. She needs the 3-pin. All right, so Parker could find a way to get the first 2 in the 10th. He will shut out his opponent and move on to the final. Malia misses her spare. She's going to shoot 162 with her handicap. 4-pin for Parker. Alright, so the handicap match is pretty much over. Looks like Kyle Thomas will be moving on. And Parker misses his spare. Wow. Very unexpected there. Now Brody is just going to need a mark. He gets an 8 count. So now he's going to need to make this and get 2. Austin shot 145. Brody does not make his spare. So that means that Parker Lobach wins 28-27. Wow. Kyle missed his spare, but 170 with his handicap. He's moving on. That was an interesting tiebreaker there, Matt.
Yes, it was.
Would have never guessed both bowlers would have opened in the 10th on makeable spares.
How about it? Okay, so that okay, now what do we have on handicap? The winner is Kyle Thomas.
Yes. right, so now we will switch, and the finals for Scratch will be on 5 and 6, and handicap will be on 7 and 8. But before we do that, we will have our award presentations for 3rd and 4th, as soon as Matthew is done writing.
And it's a lot of writing.
It is a lot of writing.
Hey, bowling fans, that concludes our second shootout for today's PJBT, finishing in 4th in the Scratch division. Getting a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Francis Vitelli.
All right, Francis Vitelli, your 4th place finisher in the Scratch division.
And our 3rd place finisher in the Scratch division, getting a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Brody Wildeman.
Brody Wildeman, 3rd place.
Officially our 4th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Austin Neff.
Austin, yep. 4th place in handicap.
And our 3rd place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Malia Briggs.
Malia Briggs, 3rd place finisher in the handicap.
Okay, on to our title matches.
All right, so we're just about ready for the finals. The bowlers are taking their last few warm-up shots. Standing to my left, she doesn't get on the mic anymore. Brand new mommy, Peaches.
I used to.
Yes.
But you know, I have other stuff to do.
As she climbs the corporate ladder of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour.
What ladder am I climbing? What other job titles you want to give me?
Of course, those job titles do not come with raises.
No. I wish.
So once again, our message board is live and operational. Should anybody wish to chime in, let me know who you're rooting for in the finals. Let me know where you're watching us from today. Let me know who your favorite football team is. Did they win in week 1? Maybe your favorite football team is a college team. Maybe your favorite football team plays in the English Premier League. All right, so it looks like Kyle Thomas will be getting 9 pins handicap.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time for our title match for today's PJBT. On the scratch side, we have top seed Jordan Shell taking on number 2 seed Parker Laubach. Jordan has elected to have Parker start the match on lane 5. On the handicap side, we have number 1 seed Andy Hoffman taking on number 3 seed Kyle Thomas. Andy has elected to have Kyle start the match on lane 7, and the difference in handicap goes to Kyle, which is 9 pins. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our title matches for today's tournament.
All right, off we go. We're going to find out who's taking home the title in major number 2 of season 22 of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. Peaches says it's hers. Looks like Kyle Thomas will be starting us off on the handicap side. I heard him yell hook as the ball was going down the lane. Leaves a pocket split, 5-7. Parker with a strike. Looks like he shifted his line a little more inside.
Put that in.
Kyle gets 1 on his spare. All right, let's see what Jordan Shell could do on his first shot. And Andy Hoffman, Jordan, the only honor score today. He shot 300 in game 2 of match play. Andy Hoffman starts out with a strike.
Yeah, it messes up the averages.
Jordan Shell with a strike.
Okay, it all comes down to this.
Let's see what Andy can do in his second frame. Looking for a quick double. He doesn't like it. He crosses over Brooklyn.
Leaving the 5 pin. Just didn't like it off his hand.
No.
The trajectory towards his mark was inside target. Shell goes a little bit light, 2-5 it looks like.
After qualifying today, Andy actually came up to me and said in one of his balls, his thumb was sticking somewhat. I don't know if that's the one that he's using right now. Jordan makes a spare. Kyle Thomas up. He left a 2-4-5. And he makes
That's
it.
a spare. Pretty good shot.
And he's up quite quick. He comes in high, leaves a 6-10. Parker up now in his second frame. He's looking to take an early 10-pin lead. Oh, good shot, 10-pin.
Good spare there for Kyle. Kyle Thomas gets back-to-back spares. 27 in the second with a spare.
Andy up. He goes 10 back in the third. He's still clean through 3.
If I recall right, Andy has been in the finals of our Invitational and and both events so far this year.
I believe so.
But he has not been able to pick up a title. So today, maybe third time's a charm. That's what he's looking to hope for.
Do I see a potential average re-rating coming soon?
I'm sure he's been bowling very, yeah, considering how he's been bowling. Pretty good shot.
For those of you that don't know, if you're bowling in the handicap division, you have to take either last year average, this year's average, either in league or in PJBT. PJBT is once you get to 18 games.
16.
16 games.
I was close.
Yep. Parker leaves the 5-7. Interesting ball there. It just ball came to the pocket and didn't drive through the hole.
Yes.
So
Which I was watching some of the scratch bowlers say that we're following handicap bowlers,
oh, great shot.
and they were having trouble getting the ball back. Where if you were following a scratch pair, you weren't really having that trouble.
Interesting. That was a great shot considering the leave. So that could turn into being a big shot in the match. Meanwhile, in the handicap side, Kyle Thomas leaves the 2-4-5-7, and he is able to convert. So he has kept the board clean. Starting with a split, he has 4 straight spares through the 5th frame, but his opponent Andy Hoffman Spares will not be enough to keep up with Andy if he continues to strike. He has a double working here as he steps up in the 5th. And a little bit light there for Jordan, leaving the 8 pin. Tried to kind of tumble the 2 and the 8 there. The 2 went, the 8 did not. He'll look to get a spare, and that will give him an early 1 pin lead. 3 frames into the match. And he missed wide of his target, leaving the 1-3. Bowling fans, once again, tell your friends to tune in. This is the title match for today's PJBT. We're here at ABC East Lanes in Harrisburg. And he picks up his spare. And he comes up high and crosses over, leaving a 4 pin. So after his spare, he'll look to try to keep the board clean. Same thing there for Jordan.
Yes.
Comes up high, leaving the 6-10. And he picks up his spare. I think he was concerned that he wasn't going to get the spare, but he did.
Sounded like that ball double dribbled.
Well, in any case, he got it going online. That was the most important thing. Now let's see what Kyle Thomas can do.
Good shot.
Great shot for Kyle Thomas. So halfway through the title match on the handicap side, it looks like Andy Hoffman is still the leader. But with that strike, Kyle has tightened the match up. We'll see if he can put up a double. Throws a pretty good shot, comes up high, leaving the 3-6-7-10 split. For our non-bowling fans out there, what you want to do with this is you want to just nick the 3 pin to the right, send it over to the sideboard to take out the 7. Parker Lobach gets a strike, and that gives him the lead. Oh, he gave it a great run. Gets 2. So he will post a score of 108 with his handicap 117. So he can now strike out for 207. Let's see where Andy goes with it.
Good shot there by Andy.
Great shot. So Andy will maintain the lead. And Parker Lobach posts a double. First double of the match in the scratch side.
Looks like lane 5 might be carrying down just a little bit further than 6.
You got to believe the big story today would be, if Parker happens to find a way to win this match and win the tournament, got to talk about the 2-frame roll-off and, how he got there. Great shot there by Andy Hoffman. So a double for Andy gives him extends his lead.
And you know what? It actually, during qualifying, my non-genetically proven son started on this pair. And lane 5 was tighter than lane 6 then, too.
Let's see if Jordan makes an adjustment here. Nope, didn't like it off his hand. It looks like he made a motion of, I got it inside target. So he leaves the 3-6.
Good shot there by Kyle.
Kyle Thomas gets a strike. That's pretty much what he needs to do right now.
Yes.
To try to give himself a chance against Andy, he almost needs to strike out.
Yes.
Jordan picks up his spare. Now Kyle up in the 9th. Oh, light hit. Trips out the 4, the 5, and the 7, and it puts up a double.
Keeps him in the match.
He is certainly still in the match. So big shot here for Andy. Strike here would pretty much give Andy the title. But he goes wide of target. Looked like he threw that one just left to target.
2, 4, 5 for Jordan. Same thing. The ball is definitely going longer on 5 than it is on 6.
See, and that's where, for me, as a bowler, I mean, obviously, I'm not as talented as our bowlers out here, but when you see that kind of thing, you almost, in a title match like that, you almost have to play both lanes differently.
Absolutely.
Or maybe even use a different ball in each lane.
Absolutely.
And he chops the spare, so that opens the door now. 181 in the 9th. So now Andy will need a mark and good count to shut out Kyle Thomas.
Actually, he needs the double. With Kyle's handicap.
Oh, with the handicap, yeah.
He needs the double. It's a good first shot. Ball didn't look up, though. All right, so now he opens the door for Kyle. Let's see how much he opens it. Is Kyle going to need 1 strike or 2? Parker looking for 3 in a row. He gets it.
Big shot there for Parker. While his opponent is sparing, he is striking, and that's the big difference in the match right now. Andy gets 1. So
Opens in the 9th and 10th.
190 for Andy. So let's see if that holds up. It will come down to...
So Kyle needs to strike here, first ball in the 10th. If he were to go 9 spare strike with his handicap, he'd shoot 186.
So he must strike on the first ball. Cross. Nope.
3-9. Parker with his 4th strike in a row. All right, the handicap is done. Andy Hoffman with a 190 to 171 victory. All right, Jordan not quite yet in a must-strike situation, but he's getting close. And he gets one.
Go to the counter and tell him they can start going. Pins on a 7.
Let's see if he can make it 2. And he does not. was fast and right off of his hand.
Just seems to can't get the ball to finish on 5. That seems to be his biggest issue here.
Makes the spare. All right. Parker could shut the door right here. Comes in light, leaves the 4-7. So with the spare conversion, he'll be up 32, 34. With 2 frames to go. Every time Matthew writes, the camera
shifts.
moves and
Sorry.
my scoreboards go wacky. Strike for Parker.
Basically just has to fill the 10th frame now.
Yep. Jordan strikes out. He shoots 212. Parker, if he gets 9 out, shoots 214. Jordan looks like he pretty much conceded defeat.
Yeah, he just struggling with trying to find on the lane where the ball. I think he's frustrated with the carry on 5, and then that came over to 6. But again, our only 300 game today, and an awesome day for him.
Yes. He took home, what, $34 in the...
$37
$37.
in the 300 pot. Yes, it's
34, 37, 18 games, 16 games.
Tomato, tomato.
And yeah, it's all the same. Parker, when he throws his first shot, you could go. After he throws his first shot, you could go.
No.
Unless if you plan on double gutter. Now it doesn't matter. All right, so Parker Lobach will be taking home major number 2. Is this his first scratch singles title, I believe?
It could be.
I believe it is.
I'm sure we can find out from his parents to your left.
All X.
So it'll be 173.
Yes. This would be his first scratch.
Okay, so 173 for Shell.
Technically, back-to-back wins. Parker Bowl tournament last weekend.
Did you win or did you finish second?
came in second, but he got the PGA Junior spot.
That's what it was.
All right, 212 to 173 on the scratch side, and 190 to 171 on the handicap side. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will have award presentations, and then we will have final interviews with our winners. You are watching Major number 2 of season 22 on the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. You're good.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes today's PJBT Major number 2, finishing runner-up in the scratch division, getting a $175 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Jordan Shell.
Jordan Shell, yours. Runner-up finisher today in the scratch division.
Also mentioned that Jordan won $37 for the 300 pot today, bowling the only perfect game of the day. Our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, getting a $175 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Kyle Thomas.
Kyle Thomas, runner-up finisher in the handicap division today. Great bowling for Kyle. Looks like he's getting ready to go rob a train with that.
Okay, and for our
Facial covering.
champion in the scratch division, getting his first PJBT scratch division championship, a $300 scholarship, and the first place trophy goes to Parker Lobach.
Parker Lobach, champion today in the scratch division. Get an interview with him.
And after multiple tries over the past couple of weeks, he finally got a title today. First title of the season, $300 scholarship in handicap, goes to Andy Hoffman.
And your champion in the handicap division, Andy Hoffman.
All right, thank you, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll have final interviews in just a moment. We hope to see everybody 2 weeks from today. Our next PJBT on Sunday, September the 27th, will be at Palmyra Bowling Center in Palmyra, PA, for the second annual Steve Brown Memorial Tournament. So make sure you join us live. Thank you, everyone.
All right, let me shift the camera to do interviews. Stay with us.
So no headset today?
Nope, got a podcast mic.
Nice.
So we're here with our handicap division champion. It's a little light behind us.
Yeah.
Andy Hoffman, congratulations.
Thank you.
Every time I interview you, I always think of REM. Andy Hoffman in the wrestling ring. So, after qualifying today, you came up and you wanted some coaching advice. I told you I charge $400.
So I still owe you
I'm
100.
still waiting. And I do believe you said if you won, you were going to give me your scholarship.
Oh, there you go.
You remember that, right? So, you told me that your ball was sticking in your thumb. Did you throw that ball?
Yes,
in the
I
championship?
was throwing that ball.
Because it did look like once or twice it
Yes,
stuck.
there were a couple shots where I got nervous and I was clawing it. There were a couple shots where it came off perfect, like how it normally comes off in league and practice. But there was a couple shots where I got nervous, I pulled it and I clawed it, and
So-
I paid the price.
Take us through the title match. You were clean through 8 frames, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
what happened? Did you get nervous, or
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't want to make excuses, but yeah, I was feeling a tad bit nervous, but I also was clawing it a lot. And I think that might have something to do with me being nervous. And I mean, that last open frame, I'm still pretty shocked that didn't didn't get it. I'm wondering, like, it deflected off at like a 12-pound ball. I thought I had it.
well,
Whatever.
looked like the ball wasn't driving enough,
Yes.
and it hit and deflected.
Yeah.
So, you've started the season pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. So far, it's been pretty good. Second
Yes.
place. I finally was able to capture the major.
You know what that means, though. When you're bowling good, that means you're going to get re-rated very soon.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Average is going up.
I'm already making a New Year's resolution. I want to bowl in the scratch division. I probably won't have a choice with my winter league average, but I'm going to bowl in the scratch division in 2021, and my goal is to make a live stream in the season of 2021
Okay.
on the scratch division.
Okay. What do you average right now?
Both my summer averages were 199, but they weren't sanctioned, so I can't use them. And so I had to use my winter league average, which was 170. And it seemed like quarantine actually helped me. When I first came out, I was doing awful, but then it was kind of like a fresh start, and I was
Okay.
able to build off of stuff, and now I'm throwing it a lot better.
So tell me how you attacked PJBT pattern number 7 today.
This was number 7.
This was number 7.
It was playing a little long. I was looking at number 3, and it said it was 39 feet. And I was like, that's not 39 feet. But how long was it? I actually
42.
42. Okay, yeah, that explains it then. I was wondering why nothing was moving like a 39. But I threw my face too most of the day. It was I just got that drilled by my pro shop at DKJ, and basically every challenge shot I bowl on, that ball comes with me. I'm always like, that's kind of like the test in the water ball. I always use that ball to test out, see what it's giving me, and a lot of the times it ends up working, and that's so. It ended up dying a little bit, and then I went to the physics, but I was really having a bad problem with my grip in that one. Like, it was really lofted and stuff. And then I tried my phase 3, and that slipped right out. So then I went back to the phase 2 for practice on the practice lane. I was doing pretty good, and then I moved over here and shot a very lucky 190.
So who do you want to thank?
I want to thank my pro shop, DKJ. He's been helping me out, coaching me a lot. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for him. I want to thank my grandfather for getting me into the sport, as always. I also wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I want to thank my mom for taking me. She's always been my biggest fanatic, my biggest fan, always supporting me. And I want to thank you for making the PJBT live stream possible.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, and I want to thank both my grandparents for watching.
You can now take $100 off for what you owe me for your lesson now.
You're welcome.
Because you said such nice words.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
What title number is this for you? Do you know?
Well, for PJBT, I think this is number either 3 or 4.
Yeah, I was thinking I think it's 4.
I
If I remember correctly.
Jordan, Limerick, Leisure, and this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And Paul Meyer, so 5.
So this is 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that was with Joey Osella, so I don't know if that...
Oh, yes. That was the Steve Brown Memorial.
Yes.
That's where we are in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the title of Major number 2 in the handicap division. He says next year he's going to be in the scratch division.
I hope so.
I believe him.
Thank you.
Andy Hoffman, congratulations.
Thank you. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Nice interview for that kid. Nice interview.
Yep. All right. So now our scratch champion, Parker Lobach, will come in.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a feeling you know where I'm going to start.
Yes.
Walk me through your first match. I can tell we're being taped right now.
I know.
My good side's over here. So your opponent, one of them, needed to strike out in the 10th just to tie.
Yes.
And he threw 3 really good shots.
Yes, he did.
So you chose to start second in the roll-off, the
Yeah.
9th to 10th frame roll-off.
Yeah.
You struck in the first,
Yeah.
and then you threw a good shot. You left a 4-pin.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It was pretty good for my hand. I mean, I thought I made it, but it just didn't react for me. So that's when I was like,
Yes.
oh man.
So your opponent just needed a mark,
Yeah.
and he didn't throw his greatest shot, but it was a decent shot.
Yeah.
He left a 2-8,
Yeah.
and he missed
Makeable.
it.
Yeah.
So you escaped,
Yes.
and then you switched lanes. Now,
Yeah.
I was watching qualifying a little earlier today, and
Yeah.
I thought 5 and 6 played harder than 7 and 8, and 5 played harder than 6. 5 was
Yeah.
definitely tighter than 6 during qualifying, and it looked
Yeah.
like it was the same way here in the championship match.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you attack pattern number 7 today?
Well, I was actually playing the same line as I was for qualifying.
Okay,
I was just like piping it up 8, 9, trying to keep my feet slow and just coming through soft pretty much, let the ball work. Pretty much what I was doing. Results were good. I was leading after qualifying, and then it just went from there.
yes. So you've had a pretty good couple weeks.
Yes, I did.
Finished second last week at the Parker Bone
Yes.
tournament.
Yes.
Your parents were telling me you're named after him, right?
Yep.
Okay. I took a shot in the dark. So you've come a long way. I remember when you first came out here, not all that long ago, actually.
I know. What, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
4 years ago?
Yeah. And your game really took off after we had a talk the one time. So I'm going to take credit for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
About explaining to you how to read one of these things.
Yes.
So, you know. So you
Oh,
owe me
yeah.
some money too. You and Andy owe me money. So who do you want to thank? I know definitely one person you're going to be thanking.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, definitely my parents. They take me everywhere,
That they do.
and
And they're always smiling.
yes, they are.
They love this.
Yes, they got me to this point by striving me to do better and practicing with me, doing everything for me. I'd
Yes.
also like to thank my pop-up for coming and watching, supporting me,
Yes.
and definitely my coaches at home.
Who
And-
are?
Larry Sechrist,
Okay.
and definitely my brother CJ.
Okay.
He's my number one support. He's always cheering me on. And lastly, you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Of course, you know. Everybody throws a bone at the fat guy. I wish they would throw food, but, you know. So, first singles title in PJBT, right?
Yes.
At least definitely on the scratch side. I'm not sure about the
I
handicap
have,
side.
yeah, I have 2 titles in handicap, but
Okay.
the scratch was the most important thing I wanted.
So, what's your goals this year? Is your goal to be player of the year?
that and just to win more titles.
Win more? Well-
stay up on top.
The first one's the hardest.
Yes.
After the first
Yes,
one
it
comes,
was.
they tend to get easier. So I'm assuming you're going to be sitting here with me
Yeah.
a couple more times this year at least.
That's the plan.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
You're in your senior year, right?
Correct.
You know what you're doing for college yet?
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm looking into some schools, so we'll have to do some looking around, visiting, and just doing like online tours. So,
Yeah. Well, you'll have to let us know
course.
once you make your decision.
of course.
And, because I want to come and visit, of course.
Yeah, of
you know,
course. Yeah.
If you feed me.
I will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home his first title in the scratch division. We're going to see him a lot more, I have a feeling, this year. Mr. Parker Lobach.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we'll bring Matt in. We'll talk about where we're going to be in 2 weeks. We actually have 2 tournaments in 2 weeks.
We do. Let's
start with the one on Saturday.
Okay, so Saturday is our first girls-only event of the season. That'll be Saturday, September the 26th on the calendar, 2:30 start, and that'll be at ABC West Lanes in Mechanicsburg, PA, not far from us here.
Yes.
So make sure you girls come out and join us, and then the following Sunday will be our Steve Brown Memorial Tournament, our second annual event at Palmyra Bowling Center on Sunday, September the 27th. Don't forget, for the Steve Brown event, it'll be an adult event, it'll be a youth event, separate prize lists for both, and then we integrate the top bowlers for a unique doubles event,
Yes.
and the finals you'll see live here on live stream for the doubles.
It's a fun tournament.
so
I
it
actually
is.
like this tournament.
It is.
I like how you do the format.
It is. It's a fun event, so we hope you come out and join us. And then don't forget the following week is our first adult junior event, which probably will sell out. Sunday, October the 4th, will be at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring. So make sure you sign up in advance for both of the events. The Steve Brown event will be up on the website probably in the next day or so you can start signing up for that one. So,
All right.
all right, sounds good. Everybody have a great evening, and we will see you in 2
We'll
weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. See you in 2 weeks, my friend.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see you then.
Have a good one, everybody.